from a given disaster.
Good, merry morning to you all. So, I thought I would do a little vloggy video today. There's going to be a predominant theme with this, and it was basically off the back of my last video, which if you have watched and have commented on, I just want to take a moment to just thank you. Thank you for your time and just listening to me, like being my therapists. And for anyone that did comment, especially if you're like a silent viewer, I'm very much a silent viewer myself. I very rarely comment on videos. So if you are one of those people and you did comment, thank you. I do appreciate every single comment. I got a bit overwhelmed, much like right now. Ems, can you not bang on the door, please? Yeah, so I felt a bit overwhelmed with the comments. I haven't managed to actually respond to anyone yet, which I know nobody expects a reply, but I still want to. But yeah, like I say, off the back of that, I've just been kind of trying to think of what is realistically going to change that mindset, change that just kind of general sense and feeling of being overwhelmed, and like I'm burning out and just not managing in life in general, because there's a lot of areas of my life. I was talking to my mother-in-law about this yesterday. There's a lot of areas of my life that are quite hard to manage, but a lot of them, mainly like my children and stuff, it's unpredictable. It's not like there's going to be a set thing that I do that's going to change certain things. So I've been thinking, okay, what things can I change? What things can I do to help with that just feeling of being overwhelmed all the time and stuff like that? And I think a lot of what I came to, which is much the reason why I did my recent like declutter series thing, is to just be a bit more organised. I basically just need a big old reset. I've said this to my husband. Like I said to him the other day that I was feeling really overwhelmed and with just life in general and just stuff to do. And he was like, well, if there's anything I can do, just let me know and I can, you know, do emails or phone calls or whatever. But I was like, a lot of it is just like housey stuff, which obviously you can't help with right now. So I said that, you know, like I feel like I just need a big old reset so I can kind of get back on top of things again. And like both times he's been away, like last year and this year, I've said, you know, I'm going to do a big old house reset before you go so it's more manageable to keep on top of while you're away. Neither time it happens. Oh, really? You want some more? Okay, one moment, please. Okay. I've eaten them already. I've got to stuck to my toe. Yeah, so I came to the thought process a few days ago that I would basically get a notebook.
Orange.
You want orange? Okay. That I would get my notebook and basically go room to room and write what I either need to do in that room or want to do in that room. There's obviously a big difference between wanting to do things and needing to do things.
It's hot.
So that's basically what I'm going to try and do today. Try being the operative word. What's that? It's mascara. Yeah, for my eyes. Because my children don't sleep and I need something to make me look a bit more awake. And I'm really enjoying this mascara at the moment, actually. It's the number 7 one, Define and Enhance. I don't normally buy number 7, but I was watching a video recently, someone's empties, and she mentioned that she'd used this for the longest time. I don't know if it was actually this one, because they do loads of different mascaras. But she'd used the number 7 one for ages, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a bash. Because I needed a new one anyway. So, hiya! I'm going to just finish sorting myself out. I've done all my skincare for the morning, which again is just one thing that I'm trying to kind of keep on top of, because just my skin at the moment, like it gets me down. Like my self-esteem is pretty shit anyway. But every time I like see myself in the mirror, I'm like, and then I'm just not motivated to do anything. So trying to keep on top of my skincare, although it wouldn't show because all around here I just have an enormous amount of breakouts. So, yeah, gonna finish getting... purple, yes. Yeah? Right, you're gonna go and eat your cereal? Are you all finished? All done? Okay, right. We're gonna go finish getting ready. All I need to really do is just brush my hair quickly. And then we're gonna start upstairs, I think. Right, slight change of plan. I'm actually gonna start downstairs because the kids are distracted at the moment and I don't want to disrupt that. I'm just looking for my pink pen. I know where it is. I know where it is. It's in the pram bag. Right, I've got my pen. And do you ever, like, continuously get post that you keep returning to sender? Do you ever just want to write on there, please for the love of God stop sending this here because this person does not live here? Like, it's so beyond irritating at this point. Anywho, so annoyingly there's a script on my page, so I think I'm just gonna start with a nice clean page so I can actually think straight. And I'm doing it with a pen that I enjoy because I feel like that's just part of the battle in my brain at the moment. It's just kind of not enjoying very much, or just not seeing the joy in things. So I'm just going to use something that I do enjoy and hope for the best. I'm actually going to use this other notebook as a ruler as well because I don't know where I have one there. I'm going to half, and that was me saying that they were fairly content and distracted. Right, Enzo, can you come? Enzo, can you come here, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Mommy.
Right. What is the matter?
That's Mommy.
Unfortunately, that is the theme at the moment. We have to keep them separated. You want the orange one? Okay, you can have my whiteboard marker to draw on the fridge with. Just don't draw on anything other than the fridge, please. Okay, Johnny. So, there's a sticky bit on the table, that's really annoying. Okay, so I'm going to start by writing kitchen, dining room, it's all in one, and then living room. I'm not going to limit myself. Living room. I'm not going to limit myself to a certain amount of lines. I'm literally just going to go for it. I'm going to be quite literal. I'm just going to write what I want / need to do. I'm not going to separate it or anything like that. I'm literally just going to go. So I'll reconsult with you once I'm done. Okay, so we are upstairs just so I could kind of oversee everything and finish off my list. So this is my list. And now So this is the whole house. May seem excessive, some things may seem obvious, but I feel like writing it down like this just helps with my brain. Like I was saying earlier on, like this just sense of like overwhelm and stuff comes from basically all of this and other stuff and daily stuff as well. You know, things like loading the dishwasher, obviously haven't put that on there, or doing any laundry or things like that, which are generally like daily tasks for me, and not put them on there. So all of those things combined are all up here, like every day, and I think that's just what's making me feel overwhelmed. So I feel like writing it out, obviously it doesn't change them, they still need doing, or I, you know, want to do certain things that are on here, but I feel like just writing them out just instantly makes me feel a little bit better, because I'm like, okay, right, so I can physically see it now. It's not just floating in the abyss that is my brain. So I feel like how I'm going to approach this is, maybe it's quite methodical, I don't know, maybe it's just bizarre, but I'm just going to kind of pick and choose things as and when, one, the time arises to do them, but two, I have the motivation to do them. Like certain things, like the more cleaning, organising stuff that's on there is stuff that's obviously harder to find time for, but two, it seems more overwhelming. I feel like doing the little things first. I know like a lot of people say to do like the hardest thing first, or the thing you dread the most first. And I feel like when it comes to cleaning, I'm in agreement. I do that. Like one of my most hated tasks is cleaning the bathroom. So I always do that first, because then it spurs me on and I'm like, oh, the worst job's out of the way now. Everything else is just, it's easy. But I feel like with this, because it's a whole house thing, and because it's just, I don't know, there's just more involved. There's, you know, like listing things on Facebook, there's organising, there's cleaning, there's just tidying, there's just, you know, such a different array of things that it just won't work like that. So, do I share with you the list? It just seems a bit stupid. I'm not going to do the bathrooms because the bathrooms are basic. Clean each individual thing, i.e. the toilet, the sink, the windowsill, the floor, and so on. But things like the ensuite, I want to buy a bin. We've never had a bin in there. I really want one, because it's just annoying to have to keep going to the main bathroom. If you need to put something in the bin, I always end up leaving things laying around. Again, it's one of those things, if I see just like a dirty cotton bud on the side, I'm like such a little thing, but it annoys me, and I'm like, if we had a bin, that would just like completely eradicate that. So that, things like that, and just a general organise in there. There is more stuff in there, like products and stuff, so it does actually need organising off the back mainly of my declutter in January. As I say, the main bathroom's pretty good. The only extra thing in there is to clean all the bath toys. I'd quite like to just soak them in Milton, just like in the bath for a little bit, just to give them a bit of a clean. The only other extra thing in the downstairs loo was I want to buy a potty and like a child toilet seat thing for when that time comes, because I anticipate it being fairly soon, so I just want to be organised. Again, this is something in my brain. I feel like if it's on paper, then I can, at least I've got a reference point as well. So I've also put in here garden and outside. Again, that's fairly straightforward. Things like general tidy up, de-weeding, cut the grass, clean the windows, also only the lower ones because they're the only ones I can reach. Would like to book a window cleaner. Kind of pointless money at the moment, because as soon as you do, the birds get on the window, so I just kind of begrudge doing things like that. But I'd quite like to do the lower ones and like tip run. I would like to organise the shed and the garage at some point, which will probably be more tasks when Joe gets home. But yeah, so those sort of things are on there. I've got the hall, stairs and landing under kind of one area. I've tried to kind of do it in order. So I've done the hallway, clean the shoe rack, declutter the coats, wipe the skirting board, and just like give it a general dust round, because it's just the one of those areas that I just don't really do that often. But obviously I see it every day. So to be fair, I see every single room every day. You are carrying them, well done. Clean the floor, hoover the stairs, wipe all like the banister and all of that stuff again. It's just one of those things like I just don't do, but like when I'm walking up the stairs I'm like, oh, that looks really dusty, and it's just like once I've seen it, it's in my brain. Do you want me to hold it?
Yes.
Okay. There's a hair in there. Okay, there we go. I've got rid of it now. We've got a Kallax unit at the top of the stairs here on the landing that I just want to kind of give a bit of a sort out and kind of clean it. Yeah, we will do in 2 seconds. Let me just finish doing this. Give it all a hoover. And the only other thing that I want to do out there is I want to buy a new stair gate. I don't like the one we've got. I feel like it's not very child proof, to be completely honest with you. So it's just like my anxiety is saying get a new one, get a proper one. Like this one's just from like military stores, so it was free. Like it's a branded stair gate, but it's just not.
Get up, Mama.
Not great. You wanna come up?
Yes.
You wanna come up here?
Yeah.
And then on to where are we going to go? Living room, again, fairly straightforward. Sort out all the toys, give it a bit of a declutter, clean everything down. Like, you know when toys and books and stuff get a bit sticky and you're just like, everything just needs a good old sort out. Clean the Kallax, which is our TV unit, clean behind all of that, clean the sofa. Again, it's just something that I like to do when the weather's nice, so it can actually dry properly. I want to pull the sofa out, hoover behind there. I generally only do that at Christmas when we go to put the Christmas tree up, but I want to try and do it twice a year. So once like in kind of spring, summertime, and then once at Christmas. So I want to do that, clean the windows, etc. Kitchen and dining room, that's probably where the majority of just little things are. So there's like general tidy up, put away things that aren't meant to be there. I'm trying to adopt the approach of don't put it down, put it away, which is really hard, but like for the ADHD in me, it's just like I just really struggle with that. But at the same time, I know that it affects me in this like feeling of overwhelmed when things aren't put away where they should be. You know, like putting paperwork on top of the file rather than filed away. Little things. Takes 2 seconds at the time, or I become overwhelmed when it piles up and then I have to spend ages doing it. So yeah, I need to sort out the desk again, give it all a bit of a dust down and stuff. Clean the dining table. What?
Oh no, that's broken.
It's a bit melted, isn't it? Did you try and eat it?
I have.
Right. Don't eat it. It's not for eating. You're not meant to eat it, darling. It's a crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's red now.
Oh, hang on.
It's only. It's only on Mummy again.
No, that's not on Mummy. So what else do we have to do? So I want to organise and declutter all the cupboards again. Seems like crazy that I would even need to do that, because I did do a massive January declutter. A lot of stuff came out of the kitchen, but there is still stuff that just needs to be sorted out. So I need to do that. I want to clean out all of the cupboards. You know, like every now and then you go to move something in the cupboard and you're like, oh, like all the actual shelves are all just dirty, and I don't think they've actually properly been cleaned out since we moved in, and that was like 2 and a bit years ago. So I want to just like give everything a big old refresh, basically. This isn't something, I feel like I need to say this whole big list isn't something I want to just do in a day and be like, yeah, cool. This is going to be like a gradual thing.
Bye, Mummy.
So yeah, do that, clean the windows, like inside and outside. I want to clean the oven. That's definitely not been done since we moved in. I want to buy a new peg hanging thing, you know, like the weird little octopus things that put your socks on and stuff. Ours has literally been falling apart for the longest time. It's starting to get to the point now where loads of the little kind of things where the pegs hang on to, like they've all snapped off, so I'm like losing pegs by the day. So I just need to get a new one, and I need to buy some hand wash, refill the hand wash and the washing up liquid because they're both like practically empty now. And then the only other thing I've got on here, which is more of a general to do than, like, I have a general to-do list on top of this. I like, you know, do my emails and, you know, just general life admin. But I've put it on here because I just feel like it's one of those tasks where if I'm feeling overwhelmed with a lot of the other things, I'm like, oh, that seems like an easy thing to do, I'll do that. And that is to basically extract all the stuff from my Google Drive, like cloud storage, onto my hard drive. We're in the process of trying to, you know, save for a deposit for a house, so I just feel like little things like that, paying for cloud storage when I don't need to. I have a hard drive, I have 2 hard drives. It just seems pointless, but it's just one of those tasks that I just haven't got around to doing. But I feel like it's just something that I just need to do now. So that's all that. And then bed, in terms of bedrooms, I don't think I've done bedroom. Oh, it's just your fingers. Change all the beds. Wash the kids' duvets because they've just got like those thin cot bed duvets. So they just bung in the washing machine. Great. Give everything a dust down, clean the windows. Have a bit of a sort out in Enzo's wardrobe because his has got the majority of things in it. Have a look through Soph's drawers, give it all a bit of a sort out and organise because it's just a bit of a mess at the moment. And then hoover everywhere, and then our room. So this is kind of what spurred this on for me to do this. Obviously, like, your own bedroom's meant to be your sanctuary and it's meant to be a nice, organised space that makes you feel calm. Mine just does not. And I feel like, again, with the kind of trying to get on top of things, trying to sort my mental health out, this is kind of like probably the highest area on the to-do list. And looking at it, it's probably the easiest. It seems like there's a lot of things on there, but all of the things are quite small in themselves, and I feel like it could be done in a day, easy. So I'm going to go from the top. Strip the bed, dust everywhere, clean the window and the windowsill, put away my winter clothes that are left out because I left a few things out, clean my makeup brushes that are up there, there's only 4 of them, that will literally take like 2 minutes, tidy the top of my drawers that you can see just there, it's become a bit of a nightmare, sort out. The only drawer I've got in this unit is the top one, that's my pyjamas and my underwear. I just need to give that a bit of a sort out and reorganise it. I need to do my Vinted listings that I have got in a basket in this unit that you're sat on now. Oh, thanks. Oh, I just sneezed all over my back twice. Right, okay, stop playing with my hair, please. I don't like that. I've got Soph's thicker duvet down here that I want to backpack away, but before I do that, I want to hang it out on the line to give it a bit of a UV sterilisation situation. Make sure it's all nice and clean, backpack it away and put it under the bed, just so that's out of the way. I also need to sort out the rest of my decluttering from my January declutter, which still not done yet. Well, I finished the declutter, but I haven't actually finished getting rid of the stuff I've decluttered. I need to buy a new storage solution, or figure out a new storage solution, not necessarily buy anything, but figure it out for my period pads that are currently, again, in this unit. It's an old unit from IKEA. It's very similar to a Kallax, just slightly different size. So it's like a cube unit. And they're currently in that, which is kind of pointless. They need to be in the bathroom. So, yeah, figure that out. Where are we? That's downstairs. And then I've literally got a fan here that was in Enzo's room that I just need to figure out where to put it, basically. I could put it in his room, but I just don't want him pulling it over on himself, so it's a bit of a like, there's a question mark on that. I don't know what to do with it, basically. So with all that said and done, I don't know where we're going to leave this video, whether we're going to do some of the organising and things in this video, or we're going to start on the next one. We'll probably start on the next one because I feel like the theme of this is just like fresh start, nice, just try and be organised, try and like sort my life out. So with that said, I'm going to end this video now. And hopefully a little bit later on today I can start the first video of this, like sorting this out thing, and you'll come with me to experience the method in my madness. So if you're joining us for this ride and you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. There's nothing organised about this channel, despite the fact that I spend a lot of my life organising things. But yeah, I hope you're all well, and I will see you all again very soon, probably covered in chewed up crayon. Bye bye.